Hello, so this is my project two, and for my program name, it's the expense tracker. So, um, yes, next slide. So a little bit behind the idea, for my C++ project, I decided to create a console-based daily expense tracker. I chose this topic because it's managing personal finances is a practical real-world problem that many people face. It also allowed me to design a useful tool while applying key C++ programming concepts. This project helped me practice using classes and vectors to store data and file I/O for saving and loading records. I also use the menu system to make the program easy to use. So for the user, whenever you do start up the program, overall, this project gave me hands-on experience with structured programming and helped me understand how to break down a real-world problem into manageable pieces of code. So why did I think this was a good idea, and how did it check all the boxes for project two? So the expensive factor was a strong choice for project two because it allowed me to meet all the major requirements while working on a practical, relatable topic. So, like as a college student, or many people use planners to manage their finances. So I thought this would be a good idea, especially whenever you implement in code, because you are able to kind of use those loops, use those structured menu applications and functions to kind of organize it out. So first, use class and objects to organize expense data, which applies object-oriented programming. It also uses vectors to store dynamic lists of expenses and functions to structure the program clearly. Second, I implemented file input and output so expenses are also saved between sessions. That covers the file handling requirement. Third, the menu-driven system shows structured control flow and lets the user interact with the program in a simple way. Overall, it's a complete project and demonstrates solid C++ fundamentals while building something useful. Strategy slash complementing. My strategy for building the project was to break it down into small manageable pieces. I started by designing a class to represent each expense, including a data category and amount. From there, I built functions for adding expenses, viewing all entries, calculating totals, and saving data to a file. I use a sample menu system to connect everything together and guide the user through the program. To keep my code clear and maintainable, I wrote comments throughout the code above each function to explain its purpose and within the code to clarify complex steps. This helps me stay organized and made it easier to debug. Overall, my approach focused on modularity, clarity, and clean logic, all supported with constant commenting. So, demo time. So the first little bit that I have recorded is going to be like the main code, everything together. So it just shows me kind of scrolling down. It shows my commenting practice and also shows how I organize the code and all the menu options that are implemented into the code. Scrolling down here, scrolling. Then I get to the end of the code. Okay, so this is going to be when the code runs. So whenever I do start the program, this is what you see. So at the very top, you see expense tracker. You can, number one, you can add an expense. Two, you can show all expenses. Three, you can show monthly total. Four, you can show category totals. Five, you can edit expenses. Six, you can delete expenses. Seven, exit and save, which saves it. And then also it saves it to a file. So whenever you do open up the program again, it does keep all the expenses and it keeps it tracked in there. So whenever you do open it, everything is still there. So I'm just going to go through the demo and I'll explain what each one does, which option. So the first one I'm going to click is add expense. So you're going to want to enter a date on which the expense was entered in, or whenever you made the purchase, whatever involved. So for this one, I'm going to put food, and then I'm going to put an amount. So I'm going to put $100. So $120 actually. So once you click enter, it saves, and then it saves into the tracker. And then the next thing I clicked was show all expenses. So whenever I show all expenses, it shows everything entered in the program on that file that's saved on there. And then number three, I show the monthly total. So for the monthly total, I chose what month was that? Sorry, y'all. I chose May. So in May, I spent a total of $240 for that month in 2025. And then number four, sorry, for number four, it's going to enter the category total. So whenever you do set that category, and you do want to look at it, so for those specific entries, I put food. So when I want to look for the entry for food and the total, I'm going to click on that expense total, or sorry, show category total, and then it's going to add up all of the money I spent for that specific category. Then number five, you're going to be able to edit expenses. So whenever you are editing expenses, you're going to choose it. You're going to be able to enter a new date, and you're going to be able to enter a new amount. There it goes. You're also going to be able to add a new category whenever you are doing it. So right now I'm just going to put food again, and then I'm going to change the expense amount to $1. Then be able to look at it again, and then the last thing you're going to be able to do is delete stuff. So, oops, it didn't even let me do it. Okay, sorry, my bad. I saved this as a video. Okay, but sorry, I'm not gonna really go back. But whenever you are wanting to delete something a whole, like as a whole, you can be able to click six, and then it'll show in like numerical value of like the different expenses on there. You just click which one you want to delete, and it'll delete it, and it'll save it. And then whenever you want to leave the file and save everything together, so if you don't leave the file and save it, or exit and save, it won't save any of the changes you made on the file. So you're gonna have to click seven every single time you want to leave. So once you click seven, it'll exit and then save everything to that file for the expenses, and then also give you a prompt saying goodbye and thank you. So that's my project. Thank you so much for watching. This is project two. Thank you so much, and yes.